Welcome to episode 813 of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, November 11th, 2021. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. We got Mark, Pat, Wes, and I'm Will to talk to you today about dollars, sports, and the court. That's what's in the cup of coffee.
You mean dollars, sports, and the courts?
The system. Court system.
I like that setup. It's like you can try to guess what the news story is, but kind of like what Wes did yesterday with the which country do you think had this, that, and the other. It's fun.
I got 3 boxes for you. You
Three
probably
boxes.
know what's in the court box for sure, but the other 2,
Yes.
maybe not. But what else we got?
Or is the box the penalty box and it's in the sport box? You see what I'm saying?
Oh, there's
Okay.
definitely a sporter in the penalty box.
I've got a triple in a segment I'm calling, well, that's fucked up. So all 3 of the stories, you'll be like,
Nice.
well, that's fucked up. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm taking you guys around the world, but we're going long on one to talk about probably the
One-on-one.
proudest American of all time.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay. And I got a little upstate New York double for you guys.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Going upstate.
Also, for people on the YouTube, I want to show off my new sweater. It's a feline, the holiday spirit. So this is for Rad Dad. Anyone else hating on Christmas this time? You can listen real close. It plays.
Wish you a Merry Christmas, but meows. Nice.
Yeah,
That's
and
like
you can't stop it. You can't stop it once it starts. So, yeah.
You can't wash it either, probably.
It's a hit
No,
party.
you can't watch it. I think I'm going to play it. It's definitely not going to be playing by Christmas time because I'm going to be playing that out. Yeah.
Right, can you take the speaker out to wash it, or do you
I
just
don't
not
know.
wash it?
I know I'm getting Mark for Christmas. Watch batteries.
Yeah, new speaker.
I told you guys that I met that dude. The barking dogs Christmas that you hear. It's
Yes.
I met that guy. The guy that created that song.
He's a millionaire now.
No, he's not a millionaire. He was like a PA on a fucking a job I was doing,
sad.
but he brings it up within the first 5 minutes of you meeting him.
How does he do it?
I think he just asked. He started barking, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
Does he play it on Spotify?
No, he started making dog noises so
Yeah.
much that you have to ask him what he's doing.
Are you
and
related
then,
to dogs?
And then he goes, "Oh, you ever hear this?" And then he starts like,
I mean, what do you mean he invented it?
he's the guy that does all the voices. He's the guy that does
For
all
the
the barks.
toys?
No, the song when the dogs are barking Christmas, like
So wait, it's not dogs. It's him.
it's him. It's a guy. Yeah.
Must not be a union
What?
job.
Yeah,
It's PAing.
I bet that's not cats either, Mark. That's
Oh
fake.
shit! Yeah, that's fucked up.
That's not cats.
He's always
not
just
cats.
barking, so you
No,
gotta
it's
ask.
not cats.
Yeah, he
There's
just
no way
barks.
that's cats.
He barks
Yeah.
until you ask.
It's this guy, except the
Oh,
cat
me?
guy, cat
That?
lizard, that guy.
That
Why
was
am I
just my
barking?
bark.
Yeah.
You know the cat person just as annoyingly brings it up within 5 minutes.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Awfully authentic, isn't it?
But they're like
Yeah.
they just lick their wrist.
Yeah.
Why you keep licking your wrist?
Believe it or not,
themselves.
there's not a real dog here. That was me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy didn't see a penny. I asked him. He's like he created it and someone stole it and then they
Damn.
basically stole it from him. And
So all he has left is the story.
all he's got left is the story. That's it.
He's got a hell of a story. What a tale it is. Lets you know right
Can't
away.
take that from him.
No.
Oh.
And all I got
Broken
from
man.
it was this story, so I tell it to every person I meet.
Every single person.
Damn.
All right. You guys ready to do the news?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do it. Cup of coffee in the big time is up first.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
Holidays, history, and trending news. But first, a fun fact. And since tis the season, fellas, Mark's wearing the cat sweater. I loaded up on chapstick and booze at Costco, so I know.
Good idea.
Truly,
That's
tis the
winter.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's winter. Chapstick.
Try waking up in Colorado after not living there. Your lips are like falling off.
Yeah. Second set of shell skin lips.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to skip school sometimes when I was in elementary school because my lips were I looked so ridiculous from having chapped lips because my lips are already big, and
Yeah.
I would get. I mean, they would look
More
like clown
pronounced.
lips. It was insane. I would like fake sick because I was so embarrassed about how big my lips were.
Bad
Get
lip
that
day.
chapstick
Yeah, it was
going.
a very bad lip day.
If you're in a cold place, especially, get the chapstick going.
It's tough, Wes.
It was tough.
That is tough. I also, when it gets tough in the winter, that's when I go to whiskey. That's what I also.
Okay.
start that
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Which I think is, that's what people do. Well, it's
Fair.
Tis the season. So since it tis the season, let's talk about Tiz's inspiration, Tasmanian devils.
Okay.
That's right. It's got some facts for you about them. They're the biggest carnivorous marsupials. They grow to be anywhere from 10 to 30 pounds, so they're like the size of a small dog.
Yeah.
And they can eat half their body weight a day in meat. And on top of that, they have a loud and disturbing scream that I have to play for you fellas. That's Tasmanian devil.
They will shut up and you'll say.
Yeah, that's where they get it from.
Pretty intense.
That's insane, man.
Did it scare
Sounds
you
like
guys?
sounds like my wife.
Yeah. But she does
They're
that
so
for pleasure.
It's so tiny, but it's so
They're
aggressive. I
cute.
love
They're
it.
still cute. As mad as they are, they're still cute.
I would
Yeah,
bet,
it's
Will,
amazing.
I would bet money that Tasmanian devil recordings have been used in film before to be a terrifying sound, or like to create, like
Yeah.
you know how like
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, the dinosaur was like it was a desk being dragged across the floor. Like sometimes when they create sounds for animals that don't
Right.
exist or creatures, they'll
Yes.
That's a good point. Because it does not, when you see the video, it doesn't look scary at all because the thing is tiny and cute, but it's
But the
screams
audio-
terrifying.
Right.
Yeah, and it's not very common. Like, not a lot of people know that audio, so it could definitely be repurposed. Pat, did you see the movie, the horror movie, where the guy who does sound for horror movies just decides to take it too far, just kill people and record them dying, and then they're like, "Oh, how'd you get so much better at your job?" Because he just
I haven't seen that.
yeah,
Wow. What
it's
is
pretty
that?
good. I forget, but the guy who plays the main character is a creepy guy you would recognize in a lot of horrors. It came out like 4 or 5 years ago. It's something sound. It's like 2 words, and it's a
Oh
horror
yeah,
movie.
check that out. That sounds great.
One last terrifying thing about Tasmanian devils. They're also known to sleep inside the bodies of animals that they kill that are bigger than them.
Whoa,
So like
that's impressive.
Star Wars style, like Luke when he slept
Oh, yeah.
inside the thing.
Yeah, to hide and keep warm. Yeah.
Yeah, and they just eat their way out.
And to
out from
protect
the
it,
inside.
probably. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Also,
Yeah,
probably-
because if someone comes up on it, they can bite them. Yeah.
Yeah.
right. Probably feeding on the pain too of the
Yeah.
families of the animals, because it's like, Mom, is that you? And then it's not Mom.
That's just
She looks like
in
she's
there.
breathing, but she's not.
That's like
total
House of a Thousand
domination.
Corpses, where you wear the fake skin mask and you're like, "Oh, I'm your
Taz in there.
dad." Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're little fuckers, those Tasmanian devils, but we love them.
Cute though.
Thank you for inspiring Tiz. November 11th, holidays. It's Origami Day, of course, obviously, right?
Right.
But actually, it's Armistice Day, Victory Day, also known as Veterans Day, which brings us to this day in history, November 11th. In 1918, World War I ended on November 11th.
Whoa,
and by
nice.
the yeah, very good. And by the time all the papers were signed with the Treaty of Versailles in the following year, by November 11th, 1919, President Woodrow Wilson had made it the first official Armistice Day or Victory Day celebrated in America to be celebrated annually. And then in 1954, President Eisenhower converted November 11th to be Veterans Day to honor all who have served in the armed forces, not
Nice.
just people who served in World War I. And with that, I say Happy Veterans Day and thank you for your service to all of the veterans in the Hardo Hive.
Indeed. Ditto.
Yeah. So that's
Pat,
it.
do you give Kate a little something special on Veterans Day? Do you you know what I mean?
Little tongue action.
Yeah. Do you give her a little
Right.
something? Like a little something. Adam and Eve. Do you Steve her?
Do you-
Saying-
a little balloon punch with a little balloon knot punch with your tongue.
Yeah. You Steve her over there?
You asking if I do a little service?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Does she thank you for your service?
I say anything's on the table on Veterans Day.
Right. I mean, she's given so much. The least you can do.
I hope her
Okay.
parents don't listen to that episode.
Wondering about that.
I'll be the hero today.
I'll be the hero today. Yeah.
Tables
Like,
have turned.
Drop me off in Normandy.
Pat's going to be storming the beaches.
Yeah, storming the beach.
It's in the trenches.
All right. Taking it on to the trending news on this Veterans Day. Thank you for your service again. Honorable mentions. Paul Rudd is People Magazine's sexiest man alive at age
Unbelievable.
52.
That is a great
Unbelievable.
picture.
Yeah, I mean, the guy doesn't age. In fact, he just for the first time became the sexiest man at 52. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's 52. Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah.
gives you hope, right?
He
It's
looks
like,
31.
It does. He's got to be the most perfect example of guys in their late 30s, like, not giving up on their looks.
yeah,
Well, he's an
people-
actor.
Yeah.
Right, but people,
But he was never like a heartthrob.
But people
until,
wrote him off
Yeah.
like early in his
Yeah.
acting career, and then the later part has been much greater for him.
You know what happened? So I noticed this when, like our peers, like when we were like 18 through 22, our peers who wanted to be actors started going to Hollywood. They were the hot guys in school, and then when they got
Right.
to Hollywood, they were absolutely
There's too many
not
of them.
The hot
Yeah,
guys.
there's too many of them.
They
Yeah,
were
like
like
dime a
the
dozen. Yeah.
ugly guys were like the weird looking guys. Paul Rudd was not a hot guy in his hometown, but then he outran the hot guys because he stayed decent looking as he got older, and the hot guys got uglier. So
Tortoise in the hair. He's the tortoise. He ended up
Exactly.
winning the race at 52. Yeah.
His aging is impressive. They need to get him, Ronaldo, and Tom Brady to do a conference to teach everybody how to age.
Ooh, I'll take the day
Yeah.
off for that.
Take
Clear my schedule.
Well,
Pat's getting VIP passes on that.
Pat's thinking about Ronaldo while storming the beaches of Normandy.
Might bring laundry, you know.
He ages so well that it wouldn't surprise me if like it came out that he did something illegal, like drank baby's blood or
Right.
like steroids or
Yep.
something horrible.
He
He
He's
might
so
get that
wholesome.
embryo
Yeah,
treatment.
I
Yeah.
could see a horrible story coming out about Paul Rudd, and his aging.
Conversely, how awesome would it be if it came out that like he rips heaters and like
Right.
Yeah.
drinks a little bit too much and eats shitty food?
That would be great.
Incredible.
Or if
That
he
would be
lied
better.
about his age.
It's possible.
I'd like either one of those to come out, that he's an
Yeah.
insane partier or that he's actually a vampire.
Yeah.
But congrats, Paul Rudd. You look great. Number 3, Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse. All right.
Right.
We've been dancing around it. We haven't really talked about it much. I don't want to talk about it a ton here
Right.
either. Just to say, Kyle Rittenhouse was trending all day on Wednesday, all over Twitter especially, because of the prosecution rested on Tuesday on a pretty weak argument. Their closing witness admitted that he had pointed a gun at Rittenhouse before Rittenhouse fired on him.
Right.
And then Rittenhouse took the stand and cried / hyperventilated a bit. So
I don't know if
that,
he'd call it crying.
right, he hyperventilated and the judge delayed for a minute. But that video was obviously got a lot of play. And I don't really want to play all the clips or get into what happened. The judge berated the prosecutors. But it just looks like he's probably going to get off on a lot of the charges that are pending because
I agree.
because
Yes.
he's not guilty of quote unquote intentional homicide, which is the main
Right.
charges. So, I don't want to get into it much more than that. It's just looking like
We
he's
can
having-
talk about it again after sentencing. It's just a very polarizing topic, right? And I agree with what you just said. I think based on the big things that came out from the case, like the guy admitting that he pointed the gun at him first, it's unlikely that he's going to get the severe charges as guilty.
Right.
He might get like a
because the way
like
they're
a,
charged.
he might get like a reckless endangerment or something, but like he's not going to get
There's
murder
two
or
much
anything.
lower
Yeah.
charges, and then there's 2 intentional homicides. Which
Right, he's not going to get the homicides. It doesn't
Let's
look
talk
like,
about let's talk about the cry for your life. Okay, so you're Rittenhouse. You're facing murder. You get up on the stand. Weird move. I'm not a lawyer, but all I know is like from legal movies where
I
they're
think
like,
the defense
I'm not putting him on the
calls him
stand.
up there.
Okay, so defense called him up. But you can also not. You can choose to not testify. If
plead
you're
the
being
fifth or
tried.
not testify. Yeah.
He could.
But he went up there and that was his cry for his life. That was
You
that was the best he could do.
you think he practiced that a few times?
Oh, he definitely practiced it. You knew that it wasn't a cry when he just took a hard turn into the hyperventilating because he's like, "Am I getting a reaction here with the hyperventilating? Better lean on that."
He sounded a little bit like that Tasmanian devil.
That guy's that was almost
Yeah.
worse. Don't fake cry, man. That's
Well,
a slap
like-
in the face.
Ralphie in A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
I don't know if he even needed really to do the cry.
Yeah, the way things have been going, I don't know if he did either.
Like
yeah.
he just has been. The prosecution has been on the losing end of seems like every single clip. So
Yes. I agree.
yeah, he'll be out doing white power symbols at bars soon,
He'll be singing with the Proud Boys.
hitting women. Watch that girl.
Yeah.
Watch that video of him hitting that girl. So it can't be confirmed because it's too far away. But who else has American flag Crocs and had Kyle's haircut was in the same place at the same time?
I thought it was confirmed.
And wanted to get involved. Well,
Semi-confirmed.
Snopes is not confirmed on Snopes, but it's pretty much confirmed.
It's looking like
hit that
he's
girl.
it's looking like he's kind of a piece of shit, but not a murderer. Is what it's looking like.
Yeah,
for now.
I think
for now,
Jeffrey Toobin trended for saying that he's lucky he's on trial, not on trial for being an idiot. I think that, if you watch a lot of the
Agreed.
videos, Toobin jacks off in front of people and doesn't get fired for it, but he's got a point there.
He does have a point there. I mean, I wouldn't put it past Rittenhouse, though. What, he's 17? If you give him freedom for another 70 years and his love of ARs, I wouldn't be surprised if he's in a controversial shooting again in the future.
Oh, he's going to do it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
I mean, Rittenhouse, I didn't know this, but because a lot of those kids like the Rittenhouses, you assume that they were in some sort of EMT training program on the weekends, right? He was walking around Kenosha saying that he was a medic. I'm a medic. I'm here to take care of people. He had zero medical training whatsoever. He's that type of guy.
He just likes to
I'm
be
a
in the
medic.
mix.
You're not a fucking medic, bro.
There's a lot of people who are drawn to those protests. And,
Yes, he's one of them.
he's
My
one of
job
them.
is
He's
to do
one
this.
of
No
the
one hired you,
variety.
bro.
And he's not.
Many variety.
He's not scared to act in a crisis.
Oh, he craves it.
Yeah, like some people shy away in crises.
Yeah, I mean,
he
almost
doesn't.
all the people that get drawn to the protests are probably like people of action.
This is
Yes,
a
people
teacher's
of
fault.
action.
Some teacher rewarded him in the wrong way for being a suck-up weirdo, and it just got out of hand. That's my take.
Okay, blame it on one
It's always the
hypothetical
parents or the
teacher.
teachers.
They're not teachers. I love teachers,
It's always
but one.
somebody
One
that did
teacher.
something to them at a young age.
What
Someone
if
rewarded bad behavior.
you know who would have been a good teacher for him is that guy who was our sophomore teacher in science that was the swim coach that he got fired 17 Mr. Maker he got
for
fired
fighting?
17
For
times
fighting students?
for fighting a student, and then he gave us a take home test if he could sneak his rifles
That
on
teacher
board the
would've popped
plane.
Rittenhouse one in the mouth.
The
Yeah.
year of 9/11, he bet he could get his rifles on the plane, not even check them, but on the plane, and it was a take home test versus an in-person final, and he got fired before the final. Whoops.
Yeah, he might have. They would have just been pals.
They would have been buds.
Yeah, they would have just been pals. But he probably would have fought him too.
It's true.
Maybe
Well,
he would have calmed him down. You know.
fight like brothers, yeah.
No matter what, the
He
kid
beat up. Yeah, he did. Sorry, Pat's interrupt, but he did beat up an 80-year-old man that year,
he was talking shit.
and he told us, sophomores. He's he told us how he punched a guy in the face that was 80. It's
Mr.
okay.
Baker and Kyle
Yeah.
Rittenhouse, peas in
Yeah.
a pod.
Yep.
Why did the I don't know if you know this. Well, why was the defense calling for a mistrial? What exactly was said?
Because the prosecutor was bringing up in a line of questioning something, I guess, that had been agreed between the judge and both teams that was off the table for this trial because it was not relevant to the case, I guess, according to the judge. And so the guy broke the rules knowingly. Basically, the prosecutor, there's videos of him just being berated by this judge constantly because
Yeah.
he's fucked it up entirely.
I feel like they had to know the case wasn't going to work out though. Did they not interview the main witness who
that was their star witness who gave the most
said I pointed the gun at him first? That's
who gave the most
that's
defeating thing.
pretty damning evidence.
Yeah.
The prosecutor, the bigger prosecutor, put his hands in his face after that. It was just a big.
Right. It's just been right. It's like a blooper reel basically. The prosecution team.
Yeah, you can play the Benny Siegel music in the background.
Man,
Yeah, it's-
no one hates this kid more than me. I hate this kid, but I will say this: he's a total fucking tool, regardless of age. But he is 17 years old. I mean, really,
He's young.
no matter what happens with him, right? Whoever fucking gave him that AR, which is Buddy, his sister's boyfriend or whatever, that is where the liability, in my opinion, or should fall heavy.
It's kind of irresponsible, whoever's supposed to be his guardian or parent, to let him be at a protest with an AR at the age of 17. That's a
Right.
little weird.
I know he would jump at the chance to, join the military or whatever.
Right.
But maybe he can get it at 17. But he's a
someone
child.
wasn't keeping their eye on him.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think the issue is definitely I don't think many people are saying Rittenhouse is the most righteous dude who's in the right place. But I think that what the issue is that he's not guilty of what he's charged with for the
Right.
most part.
Right.
The flip
It
side of
comes
this
down
is,
to law. I mean, that's what it comes.
Exactly.
and the flip side of this is there are people that pointed their guns at him or whatever. Like, so like he put
Threatened
himself
his
in a really
life and
bad
all that
situation.
shit, yeah.
He shouldn't be there at that age, right, and stuff like that. But people then on the other side, who Antifa and some of these people are equally as aggressive and assholishness, like they got in his face and they just weren't, people of action, and this little 17-year-old kid is, and
But he was there with a
that
gun.
kid-
which he
that-
shouldn't
he
guy
shouldn't
that
have been
he-
there. He shouldn't have been there, Pat.
The guy that got his arm blown off shouldn't have had that gun either. It was
That
illegal
was the
for
guy,
him.
I think that
Was he an
admitted
adult?
I think that's the guy who admitted he.
Yeah, but he was he had some kind of charge where he wasn't allowed to have a gun.
None of those
Yeah.
people. The guy on the stand who pointed the gun first, he's not a great guy. Like,
No, no.
it's a
Right.
shitty.
I mean, who knows if he even
Yeah.
told the prosecutors that
Right.
before the trial? Like maybe
Right.
he just like fessed
I don't
up.
I don't
in
know
the
enough
moment.
about the other two people that passed away, R.I.P. But it doesn't seem like a lot of people in this scenario were using their heads.
Nah. It was a moment of passion and it
was a powder keg.
Yeah, definitely a powder keg. And we've that's it. Let's move on.
Yeah. That's good enough.
Number two, yes. That we will not unless they're sentencing.
Can I
us
just
on
thank
that.
Kyle for his service before we move on? Thank you for your service, Kyle. We really appreciate it.
for being a medic at that.
Well, I mean, he was out there, doing the Lord's work. We
Yeah.
appreciate it. We needed him out.
That's nice. That's
He
nice
was
of that.
cleaning. He went there to clean up.
We need more guys like
Clean
Kyle.
graffiti, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Ready for
come
action.
on. Come on.
All right, move it on, move it
Let's
on,
get out of
move it
Kenosha. Number two. We've got a soccer equivalent of Nancy Kerrigan going on, fellas. It's Paris Saint Germain. That's the club, and it's a player for there, and she's also a France international midfielder, Aminata Diallo. She was arrested on Wednesday for an attack on her teammate, Kiera Hamraoui. I think that's Hamraoui.
Yeah.
So these are the girls. Diallo is number 10 there, and Hamraoui is the other one, 23.
That's
with
the national
crazy
team.
hair.
I think they're 14 and 20 on PSG. They're on the same. That's the national team.
Right,
Jerseys.
that's the
They're
France
also
jerseys.
teammates on the PSG, the club.
Right,
Yeah.
and Hamraoui is the first stringer, and Diallo
Yes.
is the second stringer
For
on
both.
teams.
Yeah.
And Harawi is the one that looks like Malibu from American Gladiators.
Yes. If you
yeah,
put them side by
she's-
side,
looks like-
she's so tall.
She's very
Female
strange. looking.
Carlos Valderrama, basically.
Okay.
Look at that picture.
she's hunched over, but she's a good 5-6 inches taller than the other
The
girl.
one with the 5 o'clock shadow in that photo, that's... the one that looks like Fred Flintstone. Okay, yeah. Okay. go ahead.
PSG is where Messier went, right?
It's where
Yeah, the
Messi.
men- the men's-
Yes,
the men's
Messier
club.
is a hockey player.
Yeah, I know.
Mark Messier. Yes, Lionel
Yes.
Messi
Yes,
is on the
yes.
men's club of PSG.
Right,
And so this attack. So Diallo was arrested on Wednesday for an attack that took place on Hamraoui last Thursday. So allegedly, and this is what was been leaked to ESPN, Hamraoui was in Diallo's car with two other PSG teammates after leaving a club dinner in Paris last Thursday. And as the car pulled up to Hamraoui's house, two men wearing balaclavas, or the face masks or whatever, dragged her out of the car and then beat her legs with iron bars for 2 full minutes
That's
Holy
correct.
Shit.
before they ran away. and
That's
escaped.
correct.
2 minutes of a beating?
Yeah,
Yeah, and her
what
legs.
if these other girls in the car are just screaming and
One
like,
girl. Well,
watch.
Diallo, who organized it, or if we're getting to that, Diallo, who she was held back by words. They're like, "You better get back in the car," and she's like, "Ah!" But they only attacked Hamraoui, and they also didn't attack any part of her body besides her legs.
Right, just beat her legs.
Just her
with
legs.
Iron bars only.
You know that thing that happens in comedy sometimes where something horrible is happening for such a long period of time that it becomes funny, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Naked Gun.
That's
Yeah.
like that length of time. 2 minutes is that long where it was probably funny at 1:45 before it got horrible again.
Yeah, she was like Nordberg, and they could gun.
yeah,
Come on.
In fact, you won't believe it. It actually gets funnier. Sources claim Hamraoui was taken to the hospital after the attack and required
shit.
stitches for her leg injuries, but she did not sustain any career-threatening injuries at all. So these guys didn't even break her legs, beating them
Right.
for 2 minutes with iron bars.
She's a starter on the national team. Well, she's like 6'2". She's got legs.
Yeah.
Trunks.
So
Yeah.
all she had to do was get some stitches, but it just made it so that she was unable to make her 100th appearance for PSG against Real Madrid on Tuesday in the Champions League. Instead, the backup, Diallo, got to start, and PSG enjoyed a 4-0 win. But then, she got arrested the next day. So really,
Yes.
Hamraoui gets the last laugh. But
These guys she hired, they didn't want to do it. They were really trepidatious about doing it because if you're beating someone's legs for 2 minutes, you and a partner are beating someone's legs
With
for 2 minutes
iron
with iron pipes,
pipes.
and you don't break a kneecap, you shouldn't have showed up that day. You didn't want to
No,
be there.
Right.
it
They're
should
so
be
weak.
3. It should be 3 whacks, and she's out for a season.
But a soccer assault is like probably the best sport to assault your teammate secretly in because it's believable that it was the other team's fans or something, right?
Yeah, hooligans maybe,
unruly
but not the way they.
Hooligans, yeah.
Not the
But
way
they
did
only
this
attacked
one.
her.
Right. And it's female soccer, so I doubt there's like people probably aren't that pressed on it. Also, like if you've watched all these fake assaults and like Smollett and whatever else, like everybody's getting caught. 'Cause
Yeah.
This is not the time to agree with anybody to a fake assault.
How did she get caught?
Because like it was obvious, like Mark's saying, like they only beat the one girl's legs. Everybody's suspicious of a Diallo wanting her job on
Yes.
both teams.
She's
Like,
behind her. She's behind her in both positions, like in
Yeah.
both the club and national team. She's been talking shit to every teammate about her for years. You know.
They didn't beat me because
Yeah.
they knew I was a second stringer and I wasn't integral to the team.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's written on the wall. Diallo's in trouble.
This is not good for race relations in the European soccer community. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, if we got some Balotelli style taunts gonna come
Gonna be a
at
few,
Diallo.
gonna be a few chants. Yeah.
You think France is as bad as Italy on that front? I mean,
No.
I think France is full of racist people. Yes.
they're just keeping it deep down inside until this controversy.
Oh man.
We'll see. We'll see. Paris. It's Paris. They're supposed to be enlightened there.
I think that they're more mad at the extreme Muslims who are cutting teachers' heads off for showing Muhammad in Paris.
Yeah, it's trickle down effect.
Yeah. But I'm glad Hemraoi's okay. That's good. Good.
Yeah,
that she
she's gonna be dropping assists in no time.
no time at all. All right, number one.
Mr. Glass is about to show up after that fucking performance. Like, come on, man. She's the one. She's unbreakable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, that would be great if she like went on to be the best. All right, number one.
The cream of the crop!
And it's back, fellas. Another month, another inflation report. Just like the cream rises to the top, so does inflation. And the October Consumer Price Index jumped 6.2% from last year. That's the chart. You see, that's a high point there,
Jesus
making
Christ.
it the largest year-over-year jump since December of 1990. And I would tell you guys what's driving the price up on all of the consumer prices, but it's basically everything. Pretty much everything up across the board entirely. So much so that real wages after inflation are actually down 1.2% from the same time last year. Even with extremely low unemployment and rising wages overall, we just can't keep up with this massive, massive inflation going on.
Was there a pandemic in '89?
Well, I don't know. The 80s just
There was
had
a
just
serious
had
stock
massive
market crash
inflation.
in '89.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that chart, Will, you showed is really upsetting to me because it looks pretty much identical to my crypto portfolio.
Right. So meaning that's
Which
probably
means-
not forever.
Yes,
right?
or
Yeah,
it's probably
that's-
not real at all.
Well, look, I mean, just take everything with a grain of salt right now, all right? President Biden says his infrastructure bill is going to ease the supply chain woes and save the day, but I'm not sure he's got that long before something bad happens, like over in China, where China's Evergrande group, or Evergrande with an E, I'm not sure how you say it.
right.
The world's most indebted developer has defaulted on bond payments it owed after a 30-day grace period this Wednesday. So many fear that there's a gigantic debt crisis looming in China already.
Well, Will,
and-
that Evergrande group, those guys were those guys were scamming. They were doing some seriously shady shit. That company was.
Right. Well, they couldn't, and they couldn't pay on what they owed everybody, and so they've gone into default. And like I was saying, lots of people are fearing that there's a big debt crisis looming in China in general, especially in the property sector. And then their biggest developer going into default backs that up 100%. I guess if they're scamming people, Pat, that would back it up like 1,000%.
Yeah, they forced their employees to buy when they were having cash flow issues. They forced their employees to buy in with their pensions
Is anyone doing well globally?
and then lost them all.
Is any country doing great?
No, definitely not, Mark.
No.
That's bad, Pat. It's expected the Chinese government may bail out Evergrande, but we'll see what happens because it sounds like a big box of tarantulas. Hopefully, no crashes, right? Knock on wood. And that's today's cup of coffee in the big time, which was brought to you by Fight Camp. I've been telling you all week, you need to check out Fight Camp because it's true. Fight Camp brings the best workout in the world into your home. I'm talking about the sweet science, boxing, my friend, and it makes it fun. Learn to box and kickbox from home with access to world-class programming, elite trainers, premium equipment, and smart technology that turns your workout into an interactive experience. The system looks incredible. Just you got to check it out. Fight Camp comes with all the gear you need to start boxing from home, including a free standing punching bag that you just pop up there and you start beating the shit out of it, boxing gloves, quick hand wraps, and smart punch trackers. And it takes up less space than you think. If you have enough room to do a push-up, you've got enough room for Fight Camp. They've got thousands of classes with new workouts added each week. You'll always find something new, different lengths, trainers, difficulty levels. You'll never get bored. And if you've got little to no boxing experience, Fight Camp has your back. They've created programs specifically designed to teach you the basics of boxing and kickboxing so you can build a strong foundation.
They'll pugilize you.
Oh, yeah. You'll be the biggest pugilist of all time when Fight Camp's done with you. Fight Camp provides real-time data during your workouts so that you can track your progress, work towards guided goals, and see exactly how you're improving over time. And now is the best time to get your Fight Camp. Take advantage of their holiday deal going on right now. If you purchase this November, you'll get an additional pair of gloves for free. It's a great deal. Just go to joinfightcamp.com/hard to get an additional pair of gloves for free all November. Go to joinfightcamp.com/hard. Joinfightcamp.com/hard.
Okay. Guess what, guys? I went to therapy today. It's true. Not ashamed of it either. I feel much better. Talked out some things with my therapist. Going to try to better myself so I can get better for my loved ones, my son, relationship, myself, You should do the same thing if you're struggling with something, too. I promise you'll feel a lot better when you do. Trust me on that. Even for Olympic athletes like Michael Phelps, reaching out for support is a sign of courage, not weakness. Athletes work hard to keep their bodies at peak performance. It's time we treat mental health the same way. So, treat your brain like a muscle. Give it the same level of care as the rest of your body. It's, it's the most important muscle. I think maybe next to your heart, maybe. Yeah.
Pugilize your brain.
Pugilize your brain, I guess. I don't even know what that means. So, yeah, if you aren't taking care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of anyone else. Say it again. Therapy is something I highly recommend. It's nice to talk to someone about what's going on in your life. It can make you feel a hell of a lot better. Get it off your chest. Don't walk around carrying this burden with you all day. It's not going to be good for you. It's not going to be good for anyone. So reach out.
It'll make you better. Make you feel better to talk to somebody about it.
Oh, absolutely. And there's people out there that you can talk to right now by going to Talkspace. Talkspace therapists are experts in dozens of specialties, including anxiety, depression, relationships, whatever you're going through. They work around your schedule, your convenience, send and receive unlimited messages 24/7 with your dedicated therapist in the app. So if you feel like your mental health has been stuck on the sidelines, Talkspace is here to help. Match with the licensed therapist when you go to Talkspace.com and get $100 off your first month with promo code HARDFACTOR. That's $100 off when you use HARDFACTOR at Talkspace.com. Give it a shot. Give it a couple sessions. I promise you'll feel a lot better. All right. I got a little New York double for you guys, okay? We're going to go. These two caught my eye. Some of you sent us the first one. It's like a week old, but it's pretty good, so I'm just going to get into it. Guys, last Friday, a man who really loves the arts, the performing arts, was wandering around the historic Landmark Theater in Syracuse, Sandmark.
Ooh,
Syracuse.
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful, right? Lovely theater. It's like over 100 years old, something like that, 90 or something like that. Maybe hoping to catch a glimpse of some of his favorite performers, maybe pondering buying tickets to last night's Daughtry Dearly Beloved tour, which is, what a show. Where's Chris Daughtry been?
Daughtry in a theater like that.
He's in Syracuse.
He's been on tours where he's been. But at $21 a pop, I guess the man thought that's about $20 too much to see Daughtry. I know a better way to see him that is much more cost efficient. So the man snuck into the theater and he found a crawl space. And there he was going to wait for over a week for his chance to see Daughtry
No, he wasn't.
perform live.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah. This is what he was doing.
$20.
Yeah.
For $20. just
This is his plan.
Okay,
It's,
all right.
it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, Mark.
All right.
Only problem is, at some point during his one-man camp out for free tickets, he slipped and fell out of that crawl space and got himself into a bit of a jam. You see, he accidentally slid down and fell behind the wall of the men's bathroom, and he was fucked. Yeah, he was fucked. And his plan was foiled, and he had no escape. So there he stayed for at least 2 days, singing the lyrics to "Home" by Chris Daughtry to keep himself composed. He said, "Well, I'm going home, back to the place where I belong, and where love has always been enough for me. I'm not running from, no, I think you got me all wrong. I don't regret this life I chose for me. But these places and these faces are getting old, so I'm going home." Right? Yeah.
How much
So I'm going home.
How much
Daughtry,
Daughtry did you
we
listen?
got- we got
How much
Wes.
Daughtry you listened to today?
Just that one.
Just that one, okay.
Just that one, yeah. But so
You didn't listen to
off-
others to see if there was better ones? You went with
no,
just that one?
those lyrics really, they spoke to me, and I know it's probably his most famous song. But as often happens when you get stuck in the wall, he started to die. No food, no water. The Daughtry songs weren't cutting it anymore, so he started banging on the wall and calling for help. And by Friday, so like 3 days later, someone finally heard him and called the fire department to pull the naked 39-year-old out of the wall. And so what they did is they yeah, they drilled a hole in the wall and they stuck a camera in it, and then they saw him. They're like, "Ah, fuck, he's naked. God
Oh my
damn
god!
it.
He's
I mean,
been here
he's-
for days.
He's naked. He's
those
thirsty."
theaters are usually dark during the week. Like they're like if you slipped behind the men's room that's
Yeah.
like on the second mezzanine, like no one's coming
Nobody's
till
ever
showtime.
going.
No.
How much
absolutely
room are
not.
we talking? Did he have like?
I'll show you. So I'll show you the pictures
Yeah,
of.
what
Like
do
I
you
mean, he
die
was
of, like,
behind the wall. They
claustrophobia?
had to cut him
my
out.
God.
He's in
Yeah.
such a small little cove.
He was just trapped
3
like
days?
this.
Yeah, for 3 days he was trapped like this.
Help! Yeah,
Did he shit on himself?
I don't know, but I'm sure he did.
Shit on himself.
They said he was suffering from severe dehydration. He was taken to the hospital for observation. Then he was whisked away to the loony bin, probably.
Yeah, you
but,
gotta put this guy.
Daughtry.
That's- I don't even know if that's a crime, but you got to put him behind bars.
yeah.
Well, he couldn't even drink his own urine because he couldn't get to it.
no,
Needs
no,
to cool off. Yeah.
he was just motionless for 2 days, like just slumping,
Just basting himself with Daughtry lyrics.
just yelling, singing Daughtry.
I mean, he couldn't have been that confined because he was able to get his clothes off, unless he was naked when he slipped into the.
I think he could have been naked.
wall.
I think he got in the crawl space and got comfortable.
Yeah, he got naked in the crawl space.
Yeah, or they just stripped off of him as he slid down the
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah, that could have worked. His belt got caught in a corner. He got a
So
wedgie.
how did he fall? Did he explain how he fell? Like,
No, I don't know how he fell. He just said he slipped into this much
Horribly.
worse
He
situation.
fell horribly, Will.
Yeah,
Awkwardly
he's
is
in
how he
his
fell.
Comfy,
yeah,
comfy area, and then he just
Yeah.
accidentally falls into the.
Oh my God.
yeah.
Could have
They said
fell.
they saw him wandering around, and then they said that they thought
Yeah, I
he
bet they
left,
did.
but he got in the crawl space. So
I'll be here for a week.
yeah. So that's that one. And now
Was he
here's
going
a
to
little-
kill someone?
What's that?
Like, legitimately, was he going to kill
Right.
someone?
Was he
What
gonna
was his
pop
What
out?
real
they,
plan?
they say he might have been trying to get warm. Like he might have been like just a homeless guy that was trying to get warm.
That makes sense.
Okay.
He's just living
yeah.
inside the theater.
Right.
Imagine breaking that to Daughtry when he comes in for load in, and he's like, again.
Yeah, I know that guy.
It's like the smelly of the opera.
Yeah.
And here's a PSA to all you mentally unstable folks out there. If you are going to get hammered and go looking for trouble, don't go looking for trouble at a police station, and certainly don't cover yourself in hand sanitizer before you do it. That's a bad idea. More on that later. So 29-year-old.
Wes, that's a great PSA to give out, especially as we go towards the holiday season.
Right,
I
yeah.
know I'm not the only one who stocked up on brown liquor this week. All right, everybody, you got to pay attention, like Wes says.
Yeah, don't cover yourself in hand sanitizer, most importantly. So, 29-year-old Jason Jones entered the Village of Catskill Police Department last week and got into a confrontation with officers. Officers knew Jason. They had a few run-ins with him before, so they did what they always do with Jason. They tased him. That's just what they do with him. They tase him. Only this time the taser was a little too effective because as Jason he brightly covered himself in hand sanitizer, so he burst into flames as soon as the taser hit him. Just went up like a dead Christmas tree. This guy. Yeah. Unfortunately,
Like in a 1980s Christmas movie, like Ernest goes.
yeah, like the
Smushed
National
in a
Lampoon's
flip.
Christmas tree.
Yeah, like a National
Yeah.
Lampoon's Christmas.
It's like Pesci's head in Home Alone when
Yeah,
it gets caught
right.
on fire by the door.
all of the 90s
Yeah.
classic Christmas movies.
Yeah. So here's a photo of him before. He just looks normal. You know, he's playing with the dogs, but he is in grave condition now because they lit his ass up. That taser caught his whole body on fire, and now he's at a Syracuse hospital burn unit fighting for his life. Oh, no.
Sitting next to the guy that was in the theater in Syracuse, probably.
Mhm. Probably, yeah. They're both.
I mean, so like you can like put like lighter fluid. Do you ever do this as a kid? Put lighter fluid on your hand and you can light it on fire and it'll burn off real quick. I feel like hand sanitizer is that type of flammable liquid. Like it'll be one big fireball, but it's not gonna like burn you to the core.
I said, of course, before you finished. You used to put lighter fluid on your hand and set it on
People do
fire.
that. Yeah. You
all
haven't
the
seen
time.
that, Mark? Especially
No.
like people used to do this too, like where they would like suck in the butane from a lighter and then they'd light it and they'd blow it out and it looked like
Yeah,
they're breathing fire.
seen that, and then like hairspray, right? And
That's why you gotta let it soak in. If you're gonna like light a fire
not
with
on
lighter
your
fluid, you gotta
person.
let it soak in a little bit before you light it.
try to light your farts on fire and stuff like that.
Try
This
to.
guy had clothes on too, you know, so that his clothes could have caught on fire.
Clothes.
I don't know.
That's what it is, man. It's
Yeah.
clothes. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, this guy wasn't naked. I don't think.
Wearing wool.
Yeah,
Well,
but some.
man, that's sad. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
He's young too, so that's not good.
yeah, 29. Yeah,
Imagine
but something
how the
tells me
cop feels.
if he pulls through, he's going to be even more of a handful than he was before.
Right.
So
So what? So he
Yeah.
was just hammered and he was like,
he's obviously got some mental problems, you know, and he needed talk space and didn't go for it, and this is what happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
So-
a good PSA, Wes. Yeah.
Yeah. So keep your eye on Jason. Say a prayer he lives and gets the help he needs, but stay away from Jason if you see him. It's gonna be
Yeah.
He'll be easy to spot now, but
give Jason a wide berth. Yeah,
yeah, give him a wide berth.
probably just shout taser and he would leave you alone.
Well, that's yeah. They say it 3
Hey.
times.
He wasn't getting COVID though. I'll tell you that.
All right. You guys want to get out of upstate New York?
Yeah.
I don't know. You got any more Syracuse stories?
No, I don't. I'll look for him though.
Syracuse
It's
is fucking awesome.
Syracuse is crazy.
a gem.
It is.
I think it's when it gets cold up there, it gets crazy.
Yeah.
Beautiful city. I was up there
their
last
time.
winter. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
All right, guys. I'm going to tell you the story of 48-year-old Evan Newman. See, January 6th, Evan Newman of San Francisco was angry. And a lot of you listening to the podcast might love America. In fact, I'm willing to bet that most of you love America. But you guys don't love America like Evan Newman loves America. Evan Newman's the type of guy who loves America so much that if you used the toilet after him and he hadn't flushed, you'd probably say to yourself, why is the water purple? And the answer would be because Evan Newman loves America so much that he pisses red, white, and blue. He leaves behind toilets of majesty, Evan does. So
Thought you were gonna say he loves beets.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. One of the greatest American products, Beats.
Oh, yeah. Would have been a
I know what you're
redirect.
getting at.
I'll take a note.
I thought you said he shit red, white, and blue, but you yeah, same thing.
Well, red and blue together, and then you assume
Yeah,
that
yeah.
white is going to be
But I
a
mean,
requirement.
Canceled out.
have
out.
you guys seen poops and peas after beets? I mean, it's crazy.
I'm a beet eater. I've seen them.
Or enough Pepto.
It always shocks me.
You guys should go to beatbrazil.com, by the way. Anyway, so naturally, on January 6th, Evan wasn't just going to stand idly by and let the no-good America-hating Democrats just steal the presidential election. So he packed a bag and he flew to D.C., and he demonstrated his love for this country by punching 2 Capitol police officers in the face and then hitting them with a medical barricade while screaming at them, "I'm willing to die, are you?"
Whoa. Jesus.
I guess, they didn't want to die that day, but
Like, Evan, nobody wants to die.
That guy just sounds like that guy had just gotten out of a Daughtry concert. He was so worked up.
Yeah, he's
Evan
from
was
Syracuse.
fired up.
Yeah, he's.
Here's a pic of Evan right before he swings
Oh, yeah,
on the
he's,
officers.
he's screaming.
yeah.
That's an angry face.
Not a happy guy. So once the body cam footage was released, the crooked FBI stopped him for questioning. So Evan got a lawyer who suggested something that Evan wasn't going to like. No, he wasn't going to like it at all. And that was that Evan should leave the land he loved so dearly and fought so bravely to protect. Thank you, Evan, for your service, by the way. And get his ass to a non-extradition country, to which Evan replied, "Well, I'd be waiting too long if I'd do that tomorrow. And Evan got on a plane, baby. Evan,
Is that
who's
legal? Is it legal advice?
Well,
no, I don't know. That's a
I think
good
it's
question.
fine for your lawyer to tell you that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
like
'cause it's
seriously,
privilege.
like the lawyer's like, look, bro, you're fucked. if
You're
you stay
fucked.
here.
Yeah.
Like get the fuck
You didn't hear
out.
this from me.
Is that not aiding and abetting though? Like if you're like,
No,
I guess
I mean, that's
I
like-
guess
that's
if
like-
you like got him a ticket, that's probably bad.
It's
But
like
if I guess right.
lawyer-client privilege. Like,
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
like,
I assume.
He's making plane noises. Like you should.
With the and then never come back.
I can't advise you to break the law, but if I could,
Yeah, guys. Evan, who's a handbag maker by train, he first flew to Italy. This is back in March on quote a business trip, and then he caught a train to Switzerland where he knew that he would be safe from extradition because they don't have a treaty with the U.S. And then 2 days later, after learning what a quick Google search could have taught him,
right.
that Switzerland does have an extradition
Was gonna
treaty.
say, yeah.
He got a car and drove to the Ukraine via Germany and Poland. Now, Newman then rented an apartment in the Ukraine for 4 months. But this wasn't Newman's first trip to the Ukraine, guys. See, Evan loves America so much that any country that messes around with elections is liable to get a piece of his mind and his fists. And back in late 2004 and early 2005, Evan lent his no-nonsense brand of patriotism to the people of Ukraine when he joined the Orange Revolution, the uprising that overturned the rigged 2004 Ukrainian presidential election. So that's
Wow.
if there's a funny election happening anywhere around the world, Evan is there.
This guy loves stopping the steal.
Yeah. Is it only countries with U's that he
Just
he
wait.
loves?
He's overturned an election in Uzbekistan.
He'll overturn an
Yeah,
election wherever he
Uzbekistan's
is.
next. Uruguay.
Anyway, guys, come June, the 5-count indictment against Evan, which includes assault on a police officer, had been released. And according to Evan, he was being tailed by the Ukrainian Secret Service. So he knew he had to get to a country with even less infrastructure and diplomatic relations than the Ukraine. So he sold his modest $1.3 million home outside of San Francisco, and he set out for one of the only countries in the world
That is
where
probably a pretty modest home in San Francisco. for
yeah,
that
I know.
price.
It just seems like a lot of cash. You know, he's not hurting. But he went to one of the only countries in the world where a contested election's literally impossible, and that's Belarus.
Yeah,
Relax.
He hasn't let him rerun the election again, Lukashenko.
Well, he just knows that no matter what question of the election takes place, the right guy's gonna win.
Well,
Right?
no, remember he said he was gonna after things cooled off. He put down the coup by like bringing out his own rifle and having his police brutally
he got in
beat
his own tank.
citizens. Yeah,
Right.
but then he was like, "Don't worry, I'll let Svetlana come back and we'll rerun the election eventually once everybody." It hasn't happened. It's still Lukashenko in charge.
No.
Newman is gonna be pissed. Yeah, he thought he'd take a couple plays off. According to Newman, guys, he'd become the target of political persecution from the Ukrainian government. So, fearing for his safety, Newman left for Belarus on foot and under the cover of darkness. And the terrain was rough on the 140-mile journey, and this was no stroll through amber waves of grain. This was dense, thick Eastern Bloc wilderness, and Newman had to wade through snake-infested swamps, traverse impassable brush, and constantly fight off packs of wild hogs like they were Capitol Police officers.
Jeez.
This fucking idiot. He's in Belarus now after all that.
Yeah, well, when he finally crossed the Belarusian border, he was just a poor, tired patriot yearning to breathe free, and he was promptly arrested by Belarusian authorities. And you might be thinking, how do we know all this, guys? And that's because old Evan had a sit-down interview on Sunday with Good Morning Minsk for a segment titled Goodbye, America, where he hatch-acked with the best of them
He looks happy.
and made it clear that the whole thing was the fault of Black Lives Matter, and the charges against him are offensive and false.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell you that was going to be Evan's tack. Like, look, in Evan's mind, he overturned the election in the Ukraine, and that worked out. So had he had stopped the steal successfully, he would have been on the right side again. It just didn't work out for him this time. So ipso facto, he's got to flee to the Ukraine.
So is he staying
to
in Belarus?
Belarus now.
Belarus forever?
He's seeking political asylum. He's doing fucking daytime TV interviews. I think he's in Belarus for a while.
Oh, he is for sure. Belarus is going to be like all about this because they're like, yeah, they're going to want him. They're going to want him around.
So, guys,
He's
do
not
yourself
exactly like Snowden, you know.
Yeah, but he's like Belarus
No one
level
wants him.
Snowden.
No one wants
Like
him back.
Russia gets Snowden because like that's an elite, elite political prisoner.
Yeah.
But Belarus gets this guy, Evan. Evan,
Yeah.
nobody knows his last name. 'Cause
Let's
he's
work
like
on
the
let's work on
Belarus level.
Snowden before we work on Evan Newman.
No good deed goes unpunished, right, Evan Newman? You were just trying to do the right thing, and you ended up in Belarus. Do yourselves a favor, guys, today, because the interview that he did was available when I was researching this story, but it was just from the Belarusian TV, so it was in Russian or whatever they speak over there, and you couldn't hear what he was saying. But today, it's going to be released where you can hear what he's saying, so keep an eye out for that. Real quick, guys, getting a dog, right, for a family can be a magical time. You guys remember how great it felt when you added a four-legged friend to the family?
Oh, yeah.
And Mark cats. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, of
They
course.
have 4 legs, too.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Yeah, jerk.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, they're good. Not as magical as getting a dog, but they're good.
it's close.
So you can imagine the joy that a Peruvian family felt when they came across their new best friend while shopping at a market in Lima, Peru. And the shopkeeper let them know that the pup that they were looking at was a Siberian Husky, and he loved exercise. Beautiful dog. And after negotiating the fair price of $13, the family welcomed the puppers with open arms and hearts, and they named him Run Run. So that's a sweet name. Run Run settled right in. He was eating dog food, playing with their young children. But as time went on, the family noticed some strange behavior from their furry friend. Neighbors were complaining that Run Run was always chasing their chickens and bothering their livestock. And one neighbor called the family to let them know that Run Run had eaten 3 of her prize large guinea pigs and was demanding payment from the family for the guinea pigs.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Should have
as,
called
some
him
dogs-
Should have called him eat.
Some dogs are just natural hunters, right?
Right. Yeah. Chickens and
Yeah.
dogs, they'll get them.
right. Yeah. Totally normal. So, but the neighbors, I don't know. They kept complaining, and as the complaints grew, so did the suspicion of Run Run's family. And Run Run must have known something was up because before the family could confront him, Run Run was true to his namesake and ran out the door and away. The family looked everywhere. They put up flyers, alerting neighbors, but instead of getting calls from people in the area saying, "Hey, we got Run Run," people were calling and saying, "Hey, we just spotted Run Run decimating our chicken population."
Oh no.
And that's because Run Run wasn't a Siberian Husky. Run Run was a fox.
They
its
sold him. They
perfect
sold him a
environment.
fox.
Sold him a
Yeah.
fox for
How
$13.
dumb are these people?
Dumb. Very dumb.
And dumb.
You know, they say don't let the fox into the hen house. They literally sold a fox into a hen house, basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's Run Run. So, guys,
I mean, that doesn't look like a dog.
no, it doesn't look like a dog. It looks like a fox. And I was like, when I was reading this story, I was like, oh, man, foxes must not be native to Peru. Absolutely, totally native to Peru. This is an Andean
They got
fox from the
fox
Andes.
everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Foxes are all over.
Yeah. So, guys, the family had broken hearts.
Run was in a pack.
Yeah, and a bunch of pissed off neighbors with no eggs, and they alerted authorities and embarked on quite the hunt for Run Run. But 2 days ago, they tranked him, and I want to show you the size of the team that was involved in getting Run Run.
Getting one fox.
Look
Oh
at
my
these people.
goodness.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 people posed for the photo over Run Run's.
It's like a
16th
Polish.
person
That's like a
was
Polish
helping.
joke. How many Peruvians does it take to get a fox?
The foxes are sneaky motherfuckers, man. You'd be
They are.
surprised, so.
Yeah, I know.
They're
very
good
smart.
actors, too.
Smart like a fox.
Fucking idiots.
All right, let me ask you guys a question. Are you getting enough? I know Pat is today, but is anyone else getting
Not
enough?
about me today, Mark.
Yeah, it's not about you today.
That's given a lot today.
Pat's giving it today. I'm talking about getting ass. You getting enough ass? No. If you answer yes, you lied, right? You can't get enough. You're not getting enough. But AdamandEve.com wants to give you more with 50% off just about any item plus free shipping on your entire order. So what do you have to do to get your 50% off one item and free shipping? It's not hard, but you will be. Just go to AdamandEve.com and select any one item. It could be an adventurous new toy or anything you desire. I don't know if you've heard about the Liberator this week, but you
could always use more, you know?
you could use the Liberator.
You like freedom.
Yeah, one for every room. And, they got a slew of vibrators, sex toys, men's toys, help you jerk off if you want to. Solo lingerie, bath rubs, massage rubs, oils, lubes, bondage stuff, couple stuff, sex
Did you
swings.
say? Help me jerk off?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They want to help you jerk off for 50% off.
Wow. That's so nice.
Take a peek. Take a peek on adamandeve.com. Just enter code HARDFACTOR at checkout, and you'll get 50% off almost any item. Go to check out adamandeve.com today. Select one item and get 50% off, including free shipping when you enter code HARDFACTOR. That's code HARDFACTOR at adamandeve.com.
Just going to cue that up at the end of the show.
Did you say you wanted to help me jerk off? Wow, thank you.
They want to help you jerk off. Yeah,
Wow,
and
okay.
for 50% off with code HARDFACTOR.
Unbelievable.
All right, I'm going to do a, well, that's fucked up, lightning round real quick. First up, angry customer of the Sol de Jalisco Mexican restaurant in Temple, Texas, took things a little too far when she came in to confront the manager about a complaint of her to-go order. You see, I guess she claimed the tortilla soup that she ordered was too hot, and it melted. You know how like a soup and to-go's in like a circular clear container and it has a lid?
Oh, he spills, yeah.
She said it melted the lid straight down. It was too hot. So like the condensation or the heat like sucked that damn lid down, and it was a goddamn mess, right? So
Plastic in her soup.
Yeah, it was plastic in her soup, Pat, exactly. So she marched right back in at 1:30 p.m. that Sunday, last Sunday, and she wanted to yell at the manager, give her a piece of her mind, and that's where Janelle Broland stepped in, the manager. And let me play you a quick video of what happened with her and the customer.
This is
See, it's
probably,
true.
if you ask me, this is the clip of the year.
Did you see this?
Oh,
God.
Right to the face.
You see that?
damn! The fucking customer did that.
She
to
took
her?
the entire cup of tortilla soup and threw it in her fucking face.
Is she burned?
Well, that's fucked up. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
see where
fucked up.
see where the segment comes from now. Yeah, apparently Brolin, the manager, claims Snow West. It was like it had been like 15 to 20 minutes since the soup had been made. So luckily, it was definitely hot, but it wasn't like go to the hospital hot. But what was bad was it was covered in hot spices, and Brolin said her eyes were like, it was like basically like pepper spray, warm pepper spray.
no.
And so she was just fucked up. Apparently, Brolin, the manager, claims she apologized to the unhappy customer and offered her a full refund, to which the customer decided to return the entirety of the soup to her face.
So I saw the earlier part of that
Yeah.
clip, and absolutely the manager was, you couldn't hear what they were saying, but you
was
could
being
see
nice.
that she was like paying attention. But the best part about that clip is how quickly the boyfriend removes her from the situation. Like he's been involved in a fucking crime before. Because like
Oh, yeah.
1 second
He
after
knew she had to go.
yeah.
He was
Let's
like
go.
hiding the shank. Yeah.
He knew she had to go.
That
But
was
yeah,
insane.
that was insane, wasn't it? So yeah, here's the soup manager, Brolin, talking to local news the next day outside of the restaurant, which is amazing to me because certainly I'm not going back to work the next day after that happens to me. I'm quitting on the spot.
okay.
Or I'm demanding, like a week or two of paid leave if you want me to come back to Sol de Jalisco, where they they empower customers to throw tortilla soup in your face. That's not for me. Job's not for me.
You're only coming back if you own the soup restaurant, which you could if you
Yeah.
really wanted to push it.
Exactly.
Well, she's
all
in for
right.
life now. I mean,
Well, that's fucked
she's
up.
a top dog.
Well, that's fucked
Next,
up.
yeah, she's a team player. Next up, there's no crying in baseball, as Tom Hanks told us in A League of Their Own, and apparently there's also no crying during surgery. This one's about a month old, but it's new to me. A U.S. woman who goes by Midge online. Is that what you want? Is it Midge?
That's
Send me
Margaret,
to
right?
Maud. Midge.
I think Margaret's Midge. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, but he calls her Midge. Yeah.
in The Simpsons,
name
the
right.
bartender calls her Midge. Hey, Midge. Unless you want something sexual. That's not what you want, is it, Midge? It's not Marge. So, yeah, Midge online posted her medical bill of during October where she had surgery to remove a mole. And it was like $223 to remove the mole. And let's see, here's what else there was. It had like she got like a line item of like what everything cost. And there was a line item she didn't understand. It was for brief emotion. So let's see if I can pull it up here.
$11.
Oh, wow.
See it? $11 fee for brief emotion. And that brief
It's just
emotion
like
was
surgical, brief emotion, surgical.
Yeah, it was for crying. That cost her an extra $11. That's right. According to charge code number 96127, which was that line item in the Affordable Cares Act, mental health services like depression, alcohol, and drug assessment and behavioral assessments must be included in all insurances. And basically, what that means is any doctor can assume that you're losing your mind, and then if they have to check on you and see if you're losing your mind for alcohol or behavioral or anything, then that's a fee because they had to spend a few minutes asking if you were okay.
Wow.
So she cried and they thought she was insane because it was just a mole removal and they charged her $11. That's fucked up, if you ask me. Even more fucked up though. People started responding to Midge's post with horror fees of their own in like the health and care industry. And there's one you might have stumbled on, Will and Pat, recently, and that's this one highlighted here. Let me see if I can find it. Pull it up. It's skin to skin. Ignore the after C-section, but skin to skin baby.
Allowing the baby to lay on the mom.
Correct.
They billed. We did that. I was shirtless in the delivery room. They billed for that.
Depends on your insurance. Yes, they bill for it. It depends on if you're paying on your insurances. It's $39.95 to allow you to touch your child after birth.
What a deal.
Before they take it to the nursery. And the reason is because they claim that you have to bring in an extra nurse to make sure that things are going well.
They're like, oh, you have to
It's a labor fee.
sanitize and blah, blah, blah.
Another nurse has to come in and help with the skin-to-skin thing, so they charge you $40. And to that I say, well, that's fucked up, if you ask me. So, and then the one last one for you, since we're having fun, maybe we can get a well, that's fucked up sound clip next time, like Arnold or Sylvester Stallone. Well, that's fucked up.
Who says that the best?
I don't know. Or what about Samuel L. Jackson? He probably has a good one.
Oh, yeah,
Well, that's fucked up. In Singapore, a 24-year-old man went over to his married 53-year-old boss's house, and he must have had some suspicions about his boss he thought he could exploit, which is why he planted CCTV cameras in his boss's bookshelf for almost a month back in 2019. Planted the CCTV case thing, and those cameras confirmed the younger man's suspicion, which was that his older married boss was gay as the day is long, and he thought, and he caught him fucking dudes on camera. It was a motion activated camera that alerted the man when the camera was activated, which it did often, and he then used his phone to record the footage, which he did at least five times when his boss and other men were motioning each other, if you know what I mean. The blackmailer, who remains anonymous because of international law, I guess the U.S. is like the only fucking country that allows you to know who the criminal is, or whatever, showed the footage of his boss, S-ing D or getting his D S-ed or both to his buddies, another 24-year-old Tao Yang Jian. D and A and D, B and C and M. And Tan Young Jin, 24-year-old, his buddy, and Darren Ho Young Jin, his 23-year-old buddy. So three young guys over there. He showed it to him. He showed it to his buddies. Like, look at what I got. I got my boss asking this guy's
I don't know if
D.
I'd show anybody that.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah, well, that's when it became more of like an Office Space style thing, and his buddies were like, "Your boss is rich. You need to." He has a wife that is not going to like this. You need to blackmail him, which is, that's exactly what he did. So the trio obtained an unregistered SIM card to text the boss anonymously, and they were like, "Hey, take a look at these videos we got
about
of you."
the alphabet.
Yeah.
Do you think? Do you think he was just expecting to get like some woman, and then he found out his boss is just banging dudes, and he's like, "Oh my god, it's better than I thought it was."
Why did he do it in the first place?
No, Wes. I'm pretty sure he was pretty positive he was gay.
Okay.
Because he was his personal assistant. I'm pretty sure that the boss tried to fuck him several times.
He also went to the lengths to put the camera in the office. So
he had a key to his house. I think he might have fucked the boss before.
But
I know he was fucking people, but he might have not.
No,
known
it was his cute 24-year-old personal assistant that had a key to his flat.
You know what happened?
I think he knew.
Wes, there was a moment. He had a moment with his boss in that office, like you did with the doctor.
Yes.
And then the guy knew, and he was.
He had him by the balls.
Time to put some cameras in here.
Time to put some cameras. So when
the doctor called you, by the way.
Let me see that cock. What, Doc?
Put some cameras in here.
Slide on the shorts. Are you even the doctor for me? Oh shit, wrong room. So they texted this guy and they're like, "Look at these videos." They sent him over, and the guy didn't respond. And they're like, "What?" So they sent him again. They're like, "If you don't respond and pay us $60,000, we're gonna send these to your wife." And the guy didn't respond for days because he's just a straight up boss. Then finally, after like 2 weeks, he wrote back, "All right, I'm not giving you 60. I'll give you 50." And And
Bargain with him.
yeah, he just told him straight up. And then while he was doing that, he figured out who did it. So he called the cops and he goes, I'm pretty sure it's my 24-year-old personal assistant who has a key to my house and for sure knows I'm gay because I tried to have sex with him. And he was right. It was that assistant. And he got arrested. And after a year or so of court dates, because this was back in like October 2019, if you remember at the beginning of the story, the 24-year-old personal assistant got arrested and 22 months in jail. And I'd say, well, that's fucked up all around now, isn't it?
Yeah.
How's
what
his
about the
marriage
wife,
doing?
though? 'Cause
Oh, the wife knows at this point. Yeah.
that's the most fucked up for her.
Marriage is in shambles. Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible for the married guy cheating on and lying to his wife. It's terrible because the blackmail, the shitty enabling friends that didn't get in trouble and got their friend 22 months in jail, and it's like a movie, you know. So it's
Yeah,
fucked up.
but your spouse, being a complete other sexual orientation and you not even knowing about
tough.
it, that's the worst of that.
It's tough. She got it the worst. She didn't get 22 months. She got 22 years of pain.
I mean, that guy was doing some fucked up shit too. You know, he's fucking other people behind his wife's back, and you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's fucked up all around.
But he
Very
was willing to make it public.
Everyone
though, to
involved
get-
in the
to get
story.
Back at
Yeah.
this guy,
And he
obviously.
wasn't
That's
a
why I
doctor,
saved it
right?
for last because everyone.
There you go. Oh, I agree with you.
Wow, that's fucked up.
Yeah, yeah. That's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's-
That's fucked up.
All right, guys. That's going to do it for Hard Factor, which is fucked up because I wish we could keep going, but we can't. We'll be back tomorrow. We have Florida Man Friday. Also, it'll come out tomorrow as well if you're on the Patreon, patreon.com/hardfactor, right? So we got Florida Man Friday. That's $5 a month. You got a year's worth of Florida Mans you can listen to. That's our favorite show of the week. Then we got our regular show coming out Friday. And then not this Friday, but next Friday, we have trivia Friday night. November 19th. So there's a bunch of stuff coming up. We've been talking to interns. We got a lot of big plans. We got the Hard Factor coin coming. We need your continued support. It's what carries us. We love you. Leave us the reviews and the voicemails. You got anything, Wes?
I was gonna say hard factor is like the lawyer of the plane.
Yeah.
Maybe
going
we
up.
should.
We're going up.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going up and we're going out. Most importantly, have a great fucking day.
Never come back.